We are back with another episode of the Four Quarter Talk podcast. I'm Josh Masoki, joined by my co-host as always.
Matos Baranauskas.
We're back with more NBA talk. This is a weekly podcast. We are back covering more of NBA news going into the playoffs. But we got to start back with something a bit more extracurricular, which is the gambling problem in that's kind of invading US sports, particularly NBA here. It's been pretty sus throughout the season. We've seen many points. I think we probably mentioned it already before about it being pretty clear that players are acknowledging different parlays, different overs and unders. But that's always been a thing you can't avoid at the end of the day. Like these players have social media just like us. But now we're starting to see the league embrace it. And we don't want to get we don't want to get back to the type of timing and vibes of 2002 with the Western Conference Finals when there's all those rumors about the league being rigged because once your product is being considered rigged, your product's cooked at the end of the day because then fans lose faith in the authenticity of the league and the competitive nature just it seems non-existent. I've seen a lot of especially in playoff series, I've seen loads of people like fans jump straight to the rig stuff straight away. You got the iconic Aisha Curry tweet after they blew that lead in the finals. But look, there's a few moments now where I'm starting. I've never been that guy. I've never been that guy. You won't find an old tweet of me saying that the league was rigged after the Golden Boy Steph Curry came back 3-1 against us. Like we just choked back in 2016. But I am seeing a couple things now where perception is everything, whether it is or not. You connect the dots a little bit, and it's just not a good look for the league, especially with the referee problem right now. Uh, a lot of things are happening. It seems like there's a last 2 minute report dropped every other game. There's a team filing for a protest every other game. And now the league have just announced that they're gonna make I think what is it, DraftKings or FanDuel or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, that you're gonna be able to do live betting within the League Pass app. And that just screams conflict of interest on so many levels. So yeah, I just don't know. What are your thoughts, man? I don't really know where the league goes from there.
Uh, I'm not. I don't even know because I don't think we had something like this in sports before. So it's like I don't know because now we talked previously like a lot of players are starting to be like ambassadors of like DraftKings and stuff like that, and
Bro,
it's
you see
weird
it.
because especially since like basketball is a global sport and a lot of young viewers are watching, so it's like kind of pushing in the wrong direction. And like someone like Tyrese Halliburton, I think last night said, "Oh, like we're just making a lot of people money, and like they don't really care what we think. We just props basically." So I'm not sure. Like I'm definitely against it just because what like negative perspective it gives to like younger viewers and like it and gambling is very addictive. So like
Mhm.
yeah, you're just pushing like wrong thing.
Yeah, I think like it's always I mean, growing up here in the UK, like it's always been a big like I've always grown up seeing different betting stores and everything, but I just never saw maybe because we've always had it. I've never seen it as like overly invasive in terms of the product of the game, and also just the game's normally pretty clean in terms of broadcasts. You just watch the game. That's all it is. There's no advertisement or anything. Maybe you'll see bets 365 on like a shirt or something, but it's not like in your face to where every time out, then that between free throws, there's a betting prop like coming up or anything. So,
Oh, there will be like Charles Barkley over or under. Will they make more threes or less threes? Oh, like can do. Yeah.
oh, you literally got like the whole crowd and bench is gasping when like someone misses a shot at the end of the game of a blowout. Like it's so bad now, and it's just invaded discourse in general. Like, when I go through Twitter after a game, all I see is, oh, he hit my over, oh, he didn't hit my over, he's under, oh, I've been betting the under on you. Like it's every single under every tweet. And I'm like, I know most of these people are kids as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's not a good look. And as the league, I think you tread lightly. I think you tread lightly with that because, as I said, once the integrity gets challenged, whether right or wrong, like I saw a tweet yesterday. It was like I'm about to drop a bet just so I can be part of the class action lawsuit. Like, but it is bad. It is bad. You don't want that, especially when you have like all these questions about refereeing and integrity and all of that. And let me be clear, I don't think the league is rigged at all, not in any way. But you don't want to be so closely linked to these type of things, for sure, because the worst thing you can happen as your league is to have people think that it's rigged, because then your viewership is going to go way down when it comes to big important games because they just think that the outcome is guaranteed. So yeah, I don't really having it's just on so many levels. Obviously, as you were alluding to, the morality of it is not great when you have um a young impressionable audience for the most part, because the NBA has been one of the best leagues in terms of making sure that they're targeting the youth. And that's benefited their growth quite highly globally, because now a lot of these other leagues, their fan bases are getting older and older, but the NBA have taken advantage of getting these young fans in. So if this is what you're gonna now push them towards, yeah, it's crazy because I'll see, because now over the last year they've been targeting loads of like influencers and getting them to post like their fake bets. Like obviously Drake, you see the Drake cast and everything. They've jumped on that, and it's so obvious that like he doesn't bet with his own money. Like it's so obvious now.
So
You
he
got Rudy,
literally bets on like stake.com, like, and he's sponsored by
yeah,
Stake. Like,
yeah, and then the Super Bowl was the worst one I've seen. The Super Bowl, it was like a bunch of it was like Ruby Rose, Drewski. It was like loads of them with like they all happened to win £1 million on stake at the same time, or DraftKings at the same time. Like it's just so nasty. Uh I don't know, me personally, like I don't like to get into my personal like beliefs and everything, but it goes against my belief system. But I don't judge people anyway, but like even you see in the job search now, like I've had to turn down so many jobs. I see like it's perfect, like oh yeah, US sports writer, NBA, NFL, and then it's like betting and it's like all of this stuff, and I'm like, is this ethical? Like, is this really ethical? Like, it's pretty wild, man. It's pretty wild, and I don't like the way it's going. And you're seeing in other sports, players starting to get suspended for betting on themselves, but you are reaching points where with how public this all is and the nature of social media, it's getting pretty impossible for a player to not know what their line is for that game, and it is going to affect it in some sort of way, whether on purpose or not. That is just the intended. That is just what's going to happen. Especially now, if the NBA is, because first it was ESPN, but now the NBA is starting to align themselves with it. It's like, what do you expect? You are like I don't know,
yeah,
man.
it's the fact that it's NBA itself like pushing that, like, oh, we can like
Crazy,
now
bro.
bet. It's crazy to me.
Crazy.
I understand, like as you said, like
I thought
ESPN,
ESPN
some
was
like that.
bad. I thought because ESPN and Bleacher Report, they've now got their own bet accounts, and you would see them on every single one. Like, oh, this was Steph Curry will hit a half court shot, and it was like, oh, this was the over, this was the under. But now the actual league itself, that's got to be
Yeah.
unprecedented. Is there another league that does that?
Uh,
I don't know, man.
Definitely not like one of the big leagues. Definitely not one of the biggest leagues. Like especially like NBA is probably one of the biggest leagues in the world, like in general. And like they doing that, like yeah, I'm not sure about it.
I don't. Of course, they've done their due diligence. They know the law better than me, but I just don't see how this is like out for a country that only just made it like federally legal in the last decade. For them to have gotten to the point where a league is directly not just endorsing, not that they just become a partner. No, now you can do it within the app live. Of all
But
the issues,
for me, it's weird because as basketball is such a global sport, there's a
mhm,
lot of like regions and like like gambling is banned completely. You can't gamble, and so like, are they
It's a
pushing
really
gambling?
weird move,
Yeah,
man. It's a
yeah,
really weird move. It's a real
yeah. I
like
don't know.
take out because this is a business. Take out ethics and morality. No one cares about that. But it's just a strange move. It's just a strange move for the optics of your league. Uh, and I don't know, man. Some of these posts are just starting to get to me in terms of like there'll be this specific line and this weird thing will happen, what the rest will do, and then after the game, last 2 minute report drops like 2 seconds after the game. It's like, oh
Yeah,
yeah, no, we know we did that, but it's cool, it's all good. It's like it's not. And now Rudy Gobert when he mentioned when he mentioned um you're having more and more players speak out and say, oh well, yeah, the refs must have been told something here. Like
yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't.
Little signals like this to the
Yeah.
rest.
Yeah, it's not we're not going in a very good direction. Uh I don't know. That's crazy. I think the amount of money that you're gonna make from it, I don't think it's worth it. Like it's lucrative, but the long-term backlash that you could possibly get,
Yeah, the long term that you could get. Yeah, agree. Yeah,
because let one crazy, like for example, let one popular player like come back from, like let's say Wemby comes back from a 3-0 lead. Yeah. Like, and there's one sus call somewhere. Like, you already know everyone's gonna call it rigged because you'll see DraftKings everywhere. But by
yep.
that point, maybe DraftKings will be on the court too. Like, you you never know. Like, it's I don't know, but it's not. I don't see it as a good idea at all. You'd think that they'd stay clear of that. So yeah, I'm not quite sure on that one, man. We'll have to monitor that one. This might be one of those episodes we look back at in like you might see on the news in like 30 years and be like, wow, I remember when they first, remember when they first did. Yeah, that's wild. That's truly wild to me. But yeah, moving back to just basketball, getting to the Rockets, who the Rockets are soaring. The Rockets are soaring. Jalen Green is fight is since he had his situation, since he became a father, he's been balling out. He's been balling out. He's been pretty consistent. And the Rockets are just they're on a bit of a run. I was thinking I was kind of licking my lips looking at the standings, thinking, okay, see about to get home court advantage and two lottery picks. But the Rockets, they've got other questions. Obviously, they invested quite heavily into this season to kind of make a run from it for it. So now they are kind of closing in on the Warriors there on that 10th seed. What do you think? Do you think they can catch the Warriors?
You never know, but yeah, they've been playing well since surprisingly Shengun went out with the injury, and yeah, yeah, as
Yeah.
you said, Jalen Green been popping off, but
Yeah, I thought I was a nail in the coffin for sure when Sengun went out. But
oh yeah, 100%. But like Jalen Green is like, yeah, he can one game he can pop off with 42 as he did last night, but like other games he can be like 3 from 23 and like finish like with 10 points. So you never know. But I don't think they will catch you. Like there's only 2.5 games like between them, but Golden State is Golden State, and
Odell Stephen Curry the second will not let the Rockets be the team that knocks
exactly.
them.
And
Is
Houston has 11th hardest remaining schedule in the league, whereas
yeah,
Golden State have fifth easiest. So I, it's one of those like, and Steve Kerr said, "Oh yeah, they can definitely make some noise if they make the play in." So we'll see how is that gonna go. But I think Golden State should be fine. But yeah, and the big thing is I think that they play each other next
yeah.
month. I think, and
Back to
that
back in about a week or two. Yeah,
yeah, I think that game will be might be decisive if the Rockets can catch them.
yeah.
But yeah, like they've been playing very well. Like last 15 games, the Rockets are ninth in defensive rating, which
Mm.
is Obviously, everyone expected the like good defense with Imo Doka, like as a coach, but like
Yeah,
ninth for the this Houston Rockets team is very very good.
it's
So
very good. It's very good.
yeah,
Let me tell you one thing. As an OKC fan, to any of you annoying Rockets fans watching this right now, I hope it is. I hope you get the 10th, and I hope you get 8th. I do. I hope Warriors get. I hope OKC gets first. We want that. We want that for all of you that are always chatting, always talking shit. Best believe we would love that matchup. We would love that matchup. But all the talk about because I see it's a lot of Rockets fans too. When they were outside the picture, they'd already given up on the season, and they were like, oh yeah, they were trying to instigate on all the talks about like blood. You're not invited. They're trying to instigate. Oh, the Lakers. If they get the Lakers, they'll go out in the first round, chilling from outside, hating from outside the club. But hey, man, if you want to come in the club too, that's all good, man. We'll take that. We'll take that easy dub. Easy dub. 5 games max.
yeah, yeah. Like to be fair, it would be big for the Rockets if they even make play in. So
Yeah, but and the only reason I say 5 games is because OKC will probably want to win their first series back on their home court. So yeah, if any Rockets fans are watching this, yeah, we want that. We want that. That's food. That's food. Yeah. But anyway, moving on to real teams. Moving on to real team. Let's talk about the Pelicans, man. They've been flying under the radar. Uh, they've been one of those teams for a couple years now where I mean we saw them in the playoffs a couple years. Was it a couple years ago or was it last year?
yeah, a
A
couple
couple
years
years,
ago.
yeah, a couple years back. Um, where it just looked like a team that should just be top four. Like they had all the tools there. They've got the youth. They've got solid system. They've got Willie
They
Green.
were well, they were top four,
Yeah,
but
but it's just
injuries.
injuries, man. It's just injuries. Zion, Brandon Ingram, even CJ McCollum at times. But they've got the makings of really a contender because they've got superstar young talent in Zion. They got Brandon Ingram. That's a great number two. CJ McCollum is a solid three. They've
Very
got
good,
talent,
good defensive wings. What you need
a
these
defensive
days.
player of the year candidate. Uh, I mean, what? There's not that much more that you need, but obviously, yes, the injuries and Zion has had a very very good streak. What's he? Was it like 14 straight games or something like that?
Yeah,
Um, he's quietly having his best season despite all the like looking back to the play-in and all the hate he was getting for that. Rightfully so.
looking back in the summer,
Was
what
that
happened in the summer with him, all the
yeah,
rumors and stuff.
yeah, yeah. He was going through it. Yeah, it was definitely there was definitely some yeah, he was going through it, man. He was going through it, but reports that he lost 25 pounds since that playing tournament, since the in-season tournament. So he's played his way into shape during the season, and he's looking elite. He's looking absolutely elite. You can see the difference. Some people are saying he's getting close to his Duke body, which, like, I'm sorry, as someone else older, you're not gonna be. You can't expect a 25-year-old to have his 17-year-old body again. But yeah, no, he's looking good. Just had that crazy lob dunk last night. Just like that.
Incredible.
What more do you want? What more do you want? And he's starting to come into his own on the defensive end. We always knew he was just a freak athlete. So if he applied himself, he was healthy enough, he was gonna put this type of production up. And but you have to give credit where it's due. He is actually putting up those numbers. Let's just hope he can stay healthy. And now we're at the point where they're kind of in the slot where they'd be matching up with the Clippers in the first round. And to be honest, I'd have the Pels in that series with how the Clippers have kind of fallen off a cliff.
It depends if like on the
Yeah,
Clippers'
who's
health, I
available?
think, in those
Who's
series. But
available
like,
and how long were they available for? Because it's looking like
yeah,
the Clippers will get Russ maybe the week before or the week of the playoffs. Right now, you just don't know what you. I can't bet on the Clippers. I can't.
yeah,
You
that's true.
you just don't know what you're getting. You do not know what you're getting. So yeah, but the Pels look like outside of that top four, outside of those clear cut contenders, they look like the team that are most likely to make a run outside of them, if any. I'd put more into them than a team like because of all the talk about the Warriors and the Lakers and how if they get in, they can make a run. I got more trust in a team like the Pelicans and the way they're built. One thing I didn't mention was they've been hovering around top 10 in both offense and defense for quite a
Yeah,
while as well.
like in last 15 games, Pelicans are number one on defense,
Yeah.
106.7 points, and they are number six on offense. So it's like in the second in net rating. Like,
And
can
throughout the season,
one
they've been
I
around top
point
10,
out
yeah.
one thing: they're second in net rating with 9.6. Third, OKC with 9.4. First, the Celtics with 20.6. I just saw that stat right now. That's insane jump. With
What? Oh, that's yeah. Well,
yeah,
it's a
but like
super team. So what do you expect?
okay, yeah, okay, but yeah, Pelicans been playing very well, and my guy Valanciunas got his 8,000 rebound last game, so he's now ninth among active players in
That's
rebounds. So
and
yeah,
he's been that
that's
double threat his whole career,
yeah,
man. Yeah, it's
that's
good
good.
to see. Yeah, and hopefully he gets some recognition in a semi in a bit of a run this playoffs because they're built pretty well size wise as well to match up against those better teams in the conference because
I feel
um
like it's a bit annoying because when JV's playing like because you play with Zion like he needs paint space, whereas
yeah
like JV's more a paint player, so that's a bit of awkward situation. But yeah, I feel like sometimes he just can pop off. Like he will easily can give you 1 in 10, like if he's hot. So like
yeah
they have a lot of good weapons and like they can
I
do
hope
all.
he gets his due, man, because he's been that guy that's held down the team since he's been there. Like when they haven't had Zion or whatever, he's always stepped up.
Yeah,
I remember back I think it was last year, the year before, with fantasy, he was just whenever Zion or anyone was out, he'd fill in and he'd be 20 and 10, 20 and 20 sometimes.
yeah.
Like
Even
yeah.
those was no, it was yeah like 2 seasons ago when there was a
Shooting
case
like
for him being an
40% from
all
three
star.
as well.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
wasn't like his case for being all star. Yeah, he died like a couple seasons ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So yes, especially like one major thing that their defense is good, whereas like in during playoffs you need a good defense. So it's like that's the biggest thing I think.
Yeah. They're definitely a playoff built team, 100%.
Yeah. And they have good player performance like CJ McCollum, like who's been there and like he knows his stuff. So
And
yeah,
now
they
he's
have
finally
everything.
in the right role as well. He's not depended on to be one of those top guys, but he can add to the equation for sure.
And probably the last topic of the day is Summer Olympics because yesterday draw happened for the basketball groups and none other than Carmelo Anthony, who's probably one of the best USA players in the Olympics and international tournaments, not the best because he's been just coaching everyone he could. And
Olympic Mellows is one of the goats, man. It's one of the goats for
oh yeah,
sure.
100%. He's up there with Hood Melo, so you know that
Yeah,
he's yeah.
yeah, for sure, for
And
sure.
groups are as it stands. Group A is Australia, qualification winner from Greece, Canada, and qualification winner from Spain. Group B is France, Germany, Japan, and qualification winner from Latvia. And then Group C is Serbia, South Sudan, qualification winner from Puerto Rico, and USA. Like it looks fine, like at first, like Group A, like Australia, Canada, but then when you look at the potential teams that could come out from Greece and Spain, like you can have Slovenia, Canada, Australia, and Spain in one group, which would be insane. And then in Group
Yeah,
C, you could have Serbia, South Sudan, Italy, or Lithuania, and USA. Like both groups are looks insane, and especially since Kevin Durant said a couple of weeks ago that oh yeah, like this year we want to prove the world that like oh yeah, USA is still that country and to beat teams by 40 or 50 points just sounds insane.
Yeah, I think he's underestimating it a little bit. It's not 2016, it's not 2012 anymore. I do think that obviously with the players that they're talking about bringing in, they are the favorites. But I don't think I mean, yeah, some of the teams on the outskirts you might beat they might beat by 40, but I don't think you're beating some of these the Canadas, the Slovenias, the Australias, the France, the Serbia. I don't think
Yeah.
Serbia, you're not beating them by Germany, you're not beating them by 40, 50 points. This is not a time where you can just drop players in and they're just gonna come smoke everyone. You're competing against teams that no, I mean, of course, not everyone committed to playing in the World Cup, but a lot of these teams committed a lot more of their important players to it. So I don't know. My first thought when you said the possibility of the groups earlier before we recorded was that a lot of these teams are headlined by players that you already see a lot of the annoying discourse on Twitter, and it's just gonna continue in the summer. Like we're not gonna get that summer break that I normally get from these annoying fan bases because now you're gonna have because Anthony Edwards just said he's trying to elevate his game so he starts. So you're gonna have all that. You're gonna have all the ant propaganda like you had last summer.
There's possibility of Embiid and Jokic fan bases to play against each other as well, which is like
You
probably
got
one of
that.
most toxic things like in NBA Twitter.
You got Luca and you got Luca and Shea in the same group potentially. I love this game, man. I love this game. I might have to. I don't know. Twitter wise, I don't know. X Y. I'm
I'm
not
I'm
sure.
just praying that we can actually qualify
Yeah,
because we missed last Olympics after for the first time since our independence, which was it was soul
yeah, that's
crushing
right.
for me.
That's right.
But right now, like we need to get back in the Olympics. But then, if we make Olympics, we play Serbia and USA, which I, of course, USA will they will want revenge on us because what we did to
Yeah,
them in summer, and then we want revenge on Serbia because they won against us in the World Cup. So like, it should be spicy. But like when you said about the players and everything, a lot of players like it's been like 10 plus years since they played in the FIBA tournament, which is like very different because different rules and everything.
yeah.
And
We see
yeah,
the adjustment
obviously,
every year. We see the adjustment that little adjustment period it takes where players keep traveling or players are still adjusting to the physicality that apparently let's not get into that discussion, but they're still adjusting. So and you've got these players that I mean, hopefully they're thinking they're gonna have a pretty deep playoff run, and or they're on the older side, pushing 40. So
yep.
I don't know, man. I feel like because there are enough teams now that have NBA talent, but also have chemistry from either playing all the way up through the youth national system or even just actually showing up to the World Cups and other international plays. So I think they're kind of better served in a better position to just hit the ground running than USA. So that might affect them in the earlier rounds, whilst they still pick up chemistry going into the final stages.
Yeah, but of course, like USA will have like, oh, you just give LeBron the ball and like he'll do his thing. But
Yeah,
like on the other hand, like will there be like because knowing FIBA ball, there's a lot of team basketball, whereas USA like defend. I wonder how they will cope like defensively against all those like ball moving teams because it's not like oh like ISO literally 40 minutes all
yeah.
game. So I think like
And
especially
now,
defensively, yeah,
yeah,
when you have like 40-year-old LeBron James like running around, like yeah,
if you're gonna do that in the summertime as well, and now you have it because you've got to understand this point. It's always been that way. You can tell the chemistry difference between USA teams and versus other national teams. But now you have that, and these are NBA level players, not just NBA level players, all-star level players, MVP level players that they're going up against. So I don't know, man. Of course the USA remain the favorites, but they're in for a bit of a rude awakening if they think it's going to be as dominant as previous Olympics. I mean, not even previously. They didn't even do well in the last Olympics, but before that, KD's previous Olympics anyway. Uh, of
Oh no,
course,
they
and
to be fair, they won gold last Olympics.
yeah, they did. That
Yeah, they did.
How
That
they
was
just
the
start the game
KD
trying to
Tatum
cover.
team. It was KD Tatum team.
Was it? I
Yeah.
thought. Wait, when did they come third then?
Uh, they did. It was bad
No,
World Cup, gold
oh yeah,
Olympics,
no, they
bad
won. I
World
remember
Cup,
they won, but they just dropped some games like earlier. Wait, so that was the 2020. That was the 2021.
2021 because of COVID. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, but
Uh,
yeah, they didn't play well. I'm pretty sure they
yeah,
lost
it was
one
not
of the
dom.
first
But
games.
my
Yeah,
point is, it was not a dominant performance
yeah.
to get to goal. Uh, yeah. But I'm just ready.
And
I
one
love.
thing I can't wait for all the commentators and everything who will predict straight away. Oh yeah, gold for USA. Yeah, as you said, like they probably will be favorites 100%. But like, oh, gold for USA winning by 20 points every single game, and I can't wait for the comments if like it doesn't happen because it's always so funny to listen.
Yeah, man. It, it's just people that don't observe the rest of the world and have these high expectations and then clown the players for not meeting those expectations that are unrealistic in the first place. So yeah, it is what it is, man. There's an entitlement
Especially
from certain
those
guys.
fans who cry that oh some players, oh yeah, this player is just bulldozing his way in the pain. Like I can't wait to see them during
Yeah,
the Olympics because like
for sure. Yeah, and
yeah.
there's gonna be a lot of why or he doesn't do that for our team, but he's going crazy in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, like to be fair, like I feel like that is in every sport. You can see that in football as well. So like it's always happening. So like he doesn't play
Because
well
the
for
America is so secluded in like to them, America is the whole world, so they don't understand the concept of like as patriotic as they don't seem to have that kind of pride when it comes to international play. Maybe the Olympics for sure, but in other, they kind of like they don't care about the World Cup, whereas for everyone else, the World Cup is the biggest thing, bigger
World
than
Cup
the
is World
Olympics.
Cup.
Yeah, like it's bigger than the Olympics. So but they don't have that. They don't have that mindset. So it is, yeah, it's strange at times. But I do, in case it wasn't clear, I do have to continue to renew my honorary Canada citizenship for this this event. I kind of have
Fantastic.
to. Like
Yeah, you
they
have to.
got half my roster on the t on in on their roster, so I kind of have to. I got to pull for them because it's not
I
like
just have to hope that we make it this year. So
yeah, man.
you have
Yeah,
to.
no, for sure, man. And yeah, the Olympics, I did obviously say that, but I think with basketball is a bit different. I think the Olympics is the one that everyone comes out for
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
sure. Like they'll no one's sitting out the Olympics at the end of the day. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's all we'd have time for today. The Olympics is a bit of a ways away, but we're gonna continue to cover NBA ball going into the playoffs. We're in these last stretches where brackets are changing day to day.
Yep.
Uh,
Especially in the West.
yeah, yeah, and hey, look, we're at the end of March, so we're about to hit that real prime time where every game matters, especially in the West, especially in the West. So yeah, we'll be here to make sure that we cover that weekly. But for today, I'm Josh Masoki,
Miles Baranauskas.
and that's a wrap. Yeah.